Are we there?
I think so. I think so. If you are tuning in, I am so sorry. We had I had some technical issues. All right, let's
Pardon me,
give it a
ladies and
test.
gentlemen. We've had technical difficulties.
Yes,
Thanks
we
for
have.
standing by.
100%. If you are tuning in, let's go ahead and just say hello in the comments. We're so sorry. Well, maybe that gave you time to do your.
Gear up.
Um, yes, absolutely. Gear up for whatever it's about to say. All right, let me see if this is online. So if you are there, just say hi real quick if you are online. Um, let's see. This should be going to our. Up there it is. There we go. I can see there's one viewer, and the one viewer is probably me. Okay, Brian is just saying that hello. Thank you, Brian,
What's
for
up,
saving the day. There you go. Let me move. There you go. Right there.
Bulger?
Well, thank you, Brian.
Brian,
All right.
Brian,
Well, Justin,
great
with
walk
that
for
being
you
said,
yesterday.
is I didn't even hear
Brian,
what you just said.
Brian and I took a walk yesterday. It was lovely.
Oh, really?
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian.
yeah.
Brian is one of a kind. So, Brian, since you are watching, do you mind kind of telling us if you can hear us well? That's the question of the day. Can you hear us? It looks like I'm a little laggy, but maybe
We
not.
don't care if you can see us.
Yeah, correct, exactly. Brian, can you hear us? Let's pause and let Brian do his thing, and say yes or no. We're in a okay, just fine. All right, we got Brian approved, so we are good. All right, Justin, we are going to honor each other's time again. Thank you. And we're going to put here it is 30-minute countdown on there to honor just you and me. So, oh, finally. All right.
What's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy?
At the I am. It's a little bit laggy. Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian. We're trying to figure out this technology stuff, and it's just a tad bit laggy. I can almost guarantee you that. So, um,
Brian, we're all just a little bit laggy. It's
yes,
okay.
for sure. So I asked Justin a few minutes ago. So what is our topic on this random Tuesday thing? And he's like, "What about patience?" And I'm like, "I really don't like that conversation because that is not me, especially today." Justin, I love you, but go home. Well, you got 30 minutes to go home, so it's all
I'm
good.
home. I'm home.
All
All
right.
is kind of
So,
well.
how was your day, by the way? And I've got a very important question to ask you in just a few moments. So, first off, how was your day?
It was good. It was a very good day. I mean,
Okay.
again, it seems like every time that we've done this, the sun's been out. It's just been gorgeous. You know,
Absolutely.
that helps. That helps. Yeah, no, it was kind of a slow day, which was good. It was a good day for catch up, and getting on top of stuff. And
Hmm.
yeah, no, it was a good day. It was a good day.
So, there's one stuff that you did before that I'm curious about the stuff that you did. You know where I'm going with this?
No,
I heard through the grapevine you were on the a commercial.
there is a there is a post that's floating around. I'm not going to say which Catalyst community page it's on, but there is, and it was mentioned that somebody did see me in a commercial, and then other people chimed in, and I really do, I appreciate all the letters that everybody's sent and all the fan mail. I want, it's tough. It's tough sometimes, because I want everybody to know from the bottom of my heart, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. Um, in a lot of ways, I think like I enjoy food. Um, and I'm sure if I dug deeper, there'd be other similarities between the common person and myself.
It's like
Um,
you're doing the Oscar speech or something like that.
but yeah,
So
yeah,
tell
no,
tell us
I
what was the video? What was the commercial? I know the company,
oh,
but what was
window
the
world
yeah
commercial.
Window
Okay,
World? But what were you doing? Were you in the background hanging stuff, or were you actually a spokesperson? What were you?
I was. I mean, granted, there's no audio, a lot of background music, and
But you have
and
that voice. Why didn't they use you as that voice?
it was, I would have been underutilized,
Oh,
honestly. Yeah, no, it's just me, like in the commercials where you some company and somebody's helping somebody out,
okay.
that kind of a thing. The great thing was there was no audio. So I was like saying some weird stuff to this chick in the, I was like, this glass is leaded, on the inside, you can lick it from the outside and you don't have to worry about lead poisoning, and she was like really trying to hold it together, and it was really
Oh,
fun. It
that's
was totally fun. But
crazy.
yeah, yeah, shot it a
So,
couple months ago and
so
it's
if
enjoyable.
anybody, the
Yeah.
Catalyst Church group, if you wouldn't mind trying to find the link for that and in the comments below, go ahead and link us to it. And if our
I
time
don't I don't
permits,
know
we
if
might.
it's I don't know if they
Oh,
are anywhere, just on TV.
well, here's the deal. The power of the internet, somebody should be able to find it. So if not now, we'll post it later on. And then you can really use your Oscar speech to your advantage.
That's fine. That's fine. I feel like I don't need one. I feel like I've already won.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
There you go.
But yeah,
Uh,
I do appreciate all the fan mail. It's been nice. It's been
all
really
right.
it's
Good,
been
good, good,
humbling.
good.
It's
Yeah.
been very
Yeah.
humbling.
Yes.
I'm humble, you know, to a fault where I'll put it on a t-shirt how humble I am. So it's all good.
Do you struggle with humility? I mean, let's talk about it because I will start. Do you struggle with pride? There we go. Because I say this every single time. That is seriously my biggest sinful thing. With like this, people might be
Pride?
watching. I don't know anybody. Yeah, like this. I have a microphone strapped to my face. People are tuning in and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I think almost every preacher will struggles with that. So for me, that's a wake up and say, Dave, you suck. God is good, and now to serve other people. And so, do you struggle with pride?
It depends on what it is, man. I
Okay,
mean,
good.
like, for example, like, I the lead guitarist of Pearl Jam. Okay, I love Pearl Jam. Hit up the comments there if you're a Pearl Jam fan
Do
at
you
all.
like Pearl Jam? All right.
The new album, I'm trying to. Oh, it's here anyway.
Okay, so
But
pause that statement. I would love for you right now on the spot, since people might not know who if you don't know who Pearl Jam is, you have issues. So go ahead and sing a 10-second clip of Pearl Jam. Set, go.
like as Eddie Vedder.
Wait. No, as you would be just not like you.
No,
Sing.
let's. You can't sing Pearl Jam without Eddie Vedder in it.
Okay,
You
there you
just
go.
can't.
Do it. Do it. Do
That's
it.
it's
Do it.
impossible. It's impossible.
Do it.
Okay, it's like singing Neil Young without going. You know. Um. Well, the just breathe. That's been in a couple of movies. So okay, hang on. Gotta get the.
Oh, you got the hat moving. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, I understand. Every life must end. Oh. As we sit alone, I know someday we must go. Oh, 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 I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love. Some folks just have one, and others they got none. Oh, oh. All right, yeah.
Now that was. I
What
will
happened?
give you an
What happened?
attaboy
What
for
happened? I
that.
blacked out. I
That
blacked out. What happened?
that was awesome. Attaboy. Attaboy. Okay, so now you can continue with the story. Now you guys know who Pearl Jam is. Continue with your story about issue with pride and Pearl Jam. I cannot wait to see where this goes. All right, go.
Obviously, I have no pride, Dave. So no, so lead guitarist for Pearl Jam. His name is Mike McCready. He is just amazing. He is such a cool dude, too. Those guys are humble. Those guys are humble, 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 and like completely awesome. I've never met Ed. I don't know what he's like, so that's fine. The rest of the band, they're just regular dudes. But so one time chilling out with Mike McCready, and I was asking him the same question. I was like, so dude, like, how are you just a cool guy, but then you're like, everybody tells you you're just this god, like, and every night that you play, like, everybody just wants a piece of, your the guitar pick from you, and that, I mean, like, how do your posters in people's bedrooms and stuff, like, how do you, and he goes, honestly, it's the fact that every night that we play, you just constantly get told how awesome you are, and people writing letters telling you, and well, back then, emails and posts and whatever,
Yeah.
how awesome, how awesome, how awesome. And he goes, it honestly takes everything in your power to help yourself from believing it. And it's like, I like you. I like you a lot. You're so cool.
Could I have your guitar pick? I like you.
Yeah. And
Well, that's
which I
very
do.
cool.
I have several, which is
So
is
how
fun.
did you
But
meet him? How did you meet him?
he is actually married to one of my best friend's cousins, and
Okay.
so whenever they would play close, we'd get to go
Very
chill.
cool. Very nice.
There was one time whenever we were in Chicago, we were at a concert in Chicago, and this other Mike is like this architectural fan, like he likes architecture. Cool. So Mike and his fanny pack, okay, and like the least rock
Have you
star.
ever wore a fanny pack
Yes,
before? Yes, me too.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And if you haven't, you either A, are born pre or post 1995, or B, you're lying. That's all there is to it.
I would
But
say
no,
the lying part. I wore a fanny pack all the time. Okay, so fanny pack, go.
yeah. Which here, look. Let me. It basically says, "Let me hold your stuff while you go make friends." That's what a fanny pack says.
Yes.
But yeah, no, we they had the next day off, and so we're chilling out in Chicago, and we go on like this architectural boat tour
I've
thing.
been on one of those. Those are great.
Totally cool. And we're sitting there, and there's this other band that played the night before. Mike knew who they were. I had no idea. They were decked out in their stuff. It looked like they just came off stage, and they walk by. They don't even look at him, and it's like, I guarantee you, this dude was probably one of the influences as to why you even play music, and you just cold shouldered him because he's some regular dude in a fanny pack, and it was awesome because they walk by. Mike's looking at them the whole time, and then like they just walk by and go to the back, where they can sit by themselves because they're too cool for everybody. Mike just whips around to all of us and he just goes, "Hi, do you know who I think I am?" And it was like the greatest thing. And that
No,
has
he
been
did not.
such
That's
a
awesome. That's
such a
awesome. Now,
big
how did they
deal for me. It was
respond?
just one of those.
How did they respond
What's
to
that?
him? How did they respond to him?
They never heard him. They never heard him. They never even saw him. He was too normal. He couldn't have been cool because he was too not
Oh
dressed like a
my
rock star.
gracious me!
Yeah.
My mind immediately goes to like a spiritual approach to that, and it's like, how many times do we miss opportunities to not only serve God or to, I don't know, you say, be blessed or to bless others when they're blooming right in front of us because of people's normality or because of our ignorance to what we're currently going through. I mean, I just think that'll preach right there. That's a really good illustration. That's really good. It's like Jeff
Well, and
Lyons
we're not
lives
looking
like,
for it. We're not
yeah,
looking for
yeah,
it either.
exactly,
It looks different than what we think it should look, or something like
100%.
that.
It's wearing a fanny pack.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's the widow's two coins. It's that.
and
Oh,
it's like Rachel, our Jeff Lyons. This now Jeff Lyons has gone viral. Our news, our weather guy because of his kitty cat. Have you heard about that?
no,
Yeah,
that's
Jeff
awesome.
Lyons lives like 10 houses up the road, and Wrights Hill. One day Rachel was driving and she's like sawing Jeff Lyons go up or down the hill, and she Rachel's my wife, so she's driving along and then she's like, oh, there's Jeff. Should I wave at him? Should I wave at him? What should I do? And she chose not to. And Rachel said afterwards, she said it's because that he probably did not know who she was. And I was thinking about that. I think that's so interesting. It's shouldn't we wave at anybody, no matter if it's a superstar or whatever? By doing that, our job is, even if we don't know them or not, to entertain them, whether they're wearing a entertain them with love or whether they're wearing a fanny pack or whatever. And I think that is one thing that this virus has taught me to kind of just slow down a little bit, see who's there, and then to serve whoever I possibly can. But I've just got issues with pride, even with that too. So that's all.
Well, dude,
That's all.
I mean, how are you? How are you? I know you say you struggle with pride, but how are? In what ways do you think you're prideful?
This is going to sound. This thing is. I have to wake up every day to realize how much I suck. I seriously, I really do. Because when I'm up in front of people on a stage or on a Facebook post like this, I literally don't feel that I'm adequate enough to even have a conversation like you. You met the guy from Pearl Jam, like, well, I'm interviewing a guy from who knows a guy from Pearl Jam. Who am I? I don't know. The superstar that I've met was Charles Barkley. That's the only person I've met, and I shook his hand, and his hands were like this big. I didn't. I was a
Massive,
young guy. I'm
massive
like,
man.
oh, Charles, you're awesome. You're awesome. He's like, thank you, thank you. And that's
That's
that's the
fun.
superstar that I'm up to. And you guys and you hung out with the guy from Pearl Jam. So I guess to answer your question, long way is I struggle with it internally. Does it show externally? I don't know. Only the external people can. But I have to do my dead level best to, like I said, David, you suck. God's bigger, and you get to serve Him today. So I guess I don't know. Do I struggle with it internally? Yes. Externally, maybe I put on a good show. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I believe it's genuine, but I don't know.
Dude, your dog. You were just like, do I struggle internally? Yes, and he was like, dang straight. That was neat timing.
Stupid dog.
I've seen it. I've seen more than you care to know. Yeah.
Exactly. And fly on the wall. Let's think about that. So dealing with struggle with pride or anything, sin. I, what would you say, Justin, if you knew a fly was on your wall videotaping every single aspect of a rough day? Would you do everything you can to fly swatter the crap out of that, or it's just like, that's who I am?
Well, you would definitely want an edit button as far as the little beeper thing, you know. And make sure that stuff's on a delay because you're gonna want that 7 seconds to, you know.
And I'm not even going to go down asking what you're talking about. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think whenever there's multiple sides to people. I think there's not supposed to be. You're supposed to be who you are in all circumstances, but there's professional you. There's at work you. There's around friends, around that kind of stuff. You or me. I mean, I'm speaking in terms of myself. I don't know if everybody else is the same way. And then there's the just me being myself by myself, me.
So who's the
And
real Justin?
I think they're all real. They're just handled in different ways.
Okay. Okay.
If that makes any sense. Like I'm me whenever I'm at work. I'm just kind of a different version because I have to be more professional.
Gotcha.
I'm a different me whenever we're cutting it up. and I'm definitely a different me whenever I'm just by myself fishing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just because I get to be alone with my thoughts and,
Sure.
kind of that kind of thing. But so, yeah, I think depending on where someone knows me from, they have a concept of me
Okay.
based on the environment that they know me from,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense. So
Is
yeah, it
that
depends
healthy?
on what
I mean,
wall you're on as a fly
that's, but I struggle with that because I feel, I mean, of course, there's some sway on each side. I feel that myself, I am who I am, I'd say 90% of the time. I
I would
just
say
feel,
so.
well, I would feel that way, but then I think about this. Is that true, or am I? That's pride. Am I saying I am? Um, okay, my wife just said, "What I am? What I am? Who I?" So, what percentage would you say that I am? Who I am? 90%, less.
95.
100. No matter if I'm at church or here so I'm 100%. Lord help
Yeah,
all of you. If I am
I concur.
100% this all the time, oh, I'm crying for you. Oh, gracious me.
But that's why you are doing what you do, though, is because you are 100% yourself in every situation. That's
Ugh.
the thing. I mean, for me, I could never do what you do. Good gravy, I could never do what you do. And half of that is because I'm just lazy, but
You are
just
not
done.
lazy. I don't think you're lazy. I don't. And that
Oh,
let's talk. No, I don't think you. I think it's here's my 2 cents on this. Knowing a little bit about you, I don't think you're lazy at all. What I think you are is you
just
are.
conflicted.
Was
Yeah,
that?
just conflicted.
I think you are just when people are motivated to do what they're called to do by God or their gifting or whatever, there's no laziness in it. I mean, for sure, I'm a pastor of a church. There are days that I have to vegetate watching the Tiger King. I just have to watch. Have you not seen the Tiger King yet?
Never seen an episode. Heard.
Don't
You
waste.
know what though? I just had this past Saturday. We went over to the neighbor's house and we chilled for the evening, and like I feel like I've seen it based on all the
Oh yes.
memes, and
Oh yes,
everybody's
absolutely. Oh my gosh. So for me,
saying stuff.
I don't. I was just going to say, don't waste your 7 hours, but I'm telling you what, it might be worth your humor, and you're captivated by this. I'm not going to. I'm not even going to go there. You're captivated by it. It's not. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not family viewing. So let's just say, keep your little kids at home. I mean, there's no sex or anything like this, but there's just, let's just say, some cultural things that happen in there. But with that being said, is I think when you and I are focused, we're not lazy. And I think our natural relaxed state is what the scripture says is a Sabbath, where we're not supposed to do any work or anything. That could be classified as lazy, but I would also think that that is obedience to be able to rest in the presence of God by rest. So I don't think, no, Justin, I don't think you're lazy at all. And people might think that I'm not lazy, or they might think I am, but I mean, I need my downtime as well. And that's a pride thing. See, it goes back to the pride. I struggle with, I got to keep working, working, working. And right now, I'm actually working so much more than I've worked as being a pastor. And I'm not in front of people. People don't know how much work I am doing behind the scenes. Like, just a preview, Justin, if you want to watch it live. I did another kind of Easter service pre-recording dealing with the Elijah story with my son. It's a lot of work. So I had to
Makes
keep
sense.
working, 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 working. So is that a sense of pride to say I need to stay ahead of things? Could be. I mean, could be. So that's
Dude,
where.
I'm a straight up Jonah with so many. I'm like, yeah, nah. Nah, not for me, not for me. But I appreciate. Thanks for letting me know you're there, and appreciate all the
So,
gifts.
yeah.
But I'm
Do we
I'm
want to have that conversation publicly?
which conversation?
The Jonah conversation about what no, I don't even. That's another. We're going to table that one for another day because we have 6 minutes left. The conversation about the Jonah.
Wow, that was a quick half an hour.
Yes, it is. So we'll table the discussion dealing with my wife and I asking Justin to do something with Catalyst Church, and Justin has Jonah it.
I think I've more mead that one than Jonah did. I've too much. I thought long and hard.
Okay.
We'll table that. We'll table
We'll
that.
table that one for another day. Absolutely,
Yeah.
100,000%. We're going to do a lightning round. 6 minutes talking about a topic that I hate to talk about, and that's patience. Justin, on the scale of 1 to 10, how patient are you? Notice it's like 6 minutes. Patience. All right.
That's the best part about it. The best part about it is like, okay, whew, all right, let's get this over. Let's get this.
Oh.
We got 6 minutes. We're gonna talk
No, so
about
yeah,
patience.
we got 5 minutes and four, or is my finger 5 minutes and 37 seconds. So Justin,
Yes.
all right, here we go. Give me your cliff notes on patience. How do you deal with patience? How to be patient? Because I think you are probably an extremely patient person. Is that true?
With certain things, yeah. I mean, dude, it's my grandpa. We went fishing one time, and I just remember him saying something happened where somebody was trying to hurry him with something, and he just flat out looked back at the dude, and he, somebody didn't know at the boat ramp, trying to launch and stuff, and Grandpa just, I was in a hurry once, I didn't like it,
I
and
like
that
that.
was it.
That's a
It's
tweetable
like,
statement right there. I like that. I like that. Good, grandpa.
and I
Yeah.
have used that a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's so much crap that's just not worth getting bent out of shape over. There's so much fleeting stuff. There's so much that just is not worth wasting your time thinking about. Not worth wasting your mind, your heart space.
Give
None of
me
that.
some
Just,
examples. Give me some examples of what you're doing. Because I agree 100%, and I fell in that. But what are some examples?
I mean, somebody cuts you off in traffic. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
It's
happen.
it's probably me.
Well, and that's fine. But it's also one of those, like, man, if I'm still been out of shape about that, like, whenever I'm going home that day and it was in the morning, maybe I'm the one that needs to
Mm.
examine, my patience with, I don't know. I just, there's not much that really irks me. There's just not. I think, and a
So
lot of
how do you
patience
do
has to do
that?
with
I mean, gosh,
anger. You know,
how do you? I know your grandfather poured into you. So now, coach and pastor me. We got 3 minutes left.
dude. No,
So
I had those parents too, man. I just had again, going back to what we were talking about as far as dads, my dad is the most patient person in the world. Like, and my mom is just super duper patient with everything. They both were teachers.
mm,
They both were teachers. And my brother is a middle school principal, and he's also in law enforcement. And my oldest brother is a pastor. So it's like, I can't imagine more patience needed than being in law enforcement, a middle school principal, and a pastor
no
and
joke.
teaching.
So it's kind of like osmosis
So
a little bit. You kind of
yeah,
you learned along the way a little bit, right? Would you
oh
say?
yeah, yeah, I would say yeah. And there really was, stuff that would come up, and mom and dad would just be like, "What are you getting all? Who cares?" And it's not like a, hey man, anything goes, it's all good. It's none of that. It's just the whole, why are you wasting your time getting, just take your time, think about stuff, just think things through, think about what you're going to say, how you're going to say it. Obviously, that one skipped me. Wasn't there on that day of that lesson.
Well, I think that's
Um,
part of your patience. You're enjoying life so much that you're not going to get worked up about holding in your thoughts. You will say almost anything that comes to your mind with a edit button attached to it. But that's the I think the beauty of like the Justin. That Justin is that way, and I think that is part of patience. It's like I don't have to worry about somebody's opinion about me because I'm just who you are, which leads to more patience. Leads to being
well,
you're patient with other people.
I think a lot of it just also, man, it's just, I think this whole thing, this whole thing has really kind of, what's the best way to say this? I think people are realizing they have more in common with people they didn't realize they
Mm,
had commonalities with
without doubt.
before, because there's more conversation. There's through distancing, there's been more conversation. There's been more sharing of things, and I didn't know you were into baking, but you are crazy. You crochet? I crochet myself. It's just, there's a lot of that, and really, I think whenever it boils down to patience, it helps to just understand people. You know, it's the chick at the gas station that looks like she's just having a horrible day, dude. I've worked customer service in that environment before. I get it. That I know that look. I know that look. So it's like, hey, how's your day going, hon? You know,
And why do you think we don't do that as much as we should, Justin? Because I think that is without a doubt true. More people should be doing that hello and greeting and so on and so forth.
Shawshank Redemption. Brooks, the old guy gets let out. He starts working at a grocery store, and it's just, he has no clue how to be normal because he's been in prison his entire life. So
Mm.
whenever he gets let out, one of his first things that he says is, I don't know what happened. It's like the world went and got itself in a big darn hurry.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think that's a lot to do with it. Everybody says, my life, my life, my life. This is more important than anything else going on. I
Absolutely.
don't know what, that's,
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more. I think that is a great conclusion to this because the reality is Rachel actually Rachel's an introvert, so um,
what?
I
That's news.
I absolutely one of my biggest. I tell Rachel this all the time. I just want to make people smile. That's all I want to do. If I can make people smile, and I think you can relate to that too, Justin. If I'm going to drive through and I just said, "Oh, nice nose ring. That's pretty cool," and they smile, that's a win of the day because how many people have stopped to notice about the nose ring or whatever it might be? I think this virus I'm Justin. I promise you, I am literally scared to death about going back to normal. Not myself, just the world. Um, and I part
What
of
if
me
it didn't?
myself too.
What if it didn't? What if it did not go back to normal? What if
And,
it just continued on, only we could actually high five each other now?
JT,
How
that's my
awesome would
prayer.
that be?
That's it. That's success right there. That is God teaching the world a lesson. And but I'm serious. I'm afraid of America that it's going to go back. Gosh, I'm praying it doesn't, and I'm for the life of me until this thing is back to normal. I'm going to continue to I just challenge myself and others to not go back to normal because you're exactly right. The business, and I'm guilty. Business leads to the two topics really that got brought up: the lack of patience and pride. It's my world, which results in I'm not going to be patient. So I'm guilty with those two things too. And I really believe that if we would just take to heart, humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and He will lift us up. That goes back to humility, and patience, all lumped into one and underneath God's timing. So that's my thoughts. Closing
Amen.
statement, Justin. We were done 5 minutes ago, but we just kept talking.
Oh man,
Closing
it's like
thoughts.
announcements all over again. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly what you said. I really do. I think if people, this was a giant schooling for the world. I mean, it really was. It was just a giant, God saying, I'm bringing you all to class real quick. Okay.
Yep.
It's just going to be
Yep.
for a little bit, but I need you to listen and I need you to look around you. I need you to see what's going on. I need you to see what's not going on. I need you to weed some stuff out. I need you to, figure you out. I'm going to give you time. You've always been complaining that you don't have enough time.
Mm.
I'm going to give you some time. We're all going to take this class and what we are about,
Well said. Holy
And
crap.
once you're done and class is over with, it's up to you to apply what you've learned or completely forget it like a lot of people do. That's
I'm just gonna take
1,000%
I'm
what I
just
think.
gonna take that clip right there and make that one go viral right there. Seriously.
Don't make me compete with Jeff Lyons' cat. What? We're all in this together, man.
Oh my
It's
gracious
down
me.
the road for crying out loud. Yeah.
Well,
Anyways,
Justin, thank you for your time. I want to honor everybody's time here, but thank you very, very much for your time. Looking forward to doing this again next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And yeah, let's just see what God's up to in our lives to teach us humility and patience during this Corona craziness. So for sure. So Justin, my friend, thank you
awesome.
for your time, and we will see you on the flip side. All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on Sunday, prayer time at 8 a.m., and then all that other time. So God bless you. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.
Peace out.